Your identity is an accumulation of what surrounds you. The fashion industry reflects the social zeitgeist and exploits your evolving identity. The clothes you wear are dictated by the world you live in, and you, in turn, become a reflection of the world. In the early 20th century, pivotal events occurred that would change the way you and everyone else would learn to create an identity. Modernism being the ideology of the time believed by imposing a narrative onto society that they could be sure of avoiding disaster. People were optimistic at this time, with the promise and objective goal of development materialising through the Industrial Revolution. Lower classes began to copy the dress of the elitist, embodying wealth and success. This was due to migration into cities, where they brought with them a certain level of anonymity. The social class system started to dilute to form a larger middle class of citizens. Edmund Bernays, the pioneer of PR, utilised popular identity to benefit the tobacco industry.
I went to Dr. Brill and asked him what cigarettes meant to women, and he answered very quickly, cigarettes are torches of freedom to women. I also instructed them on how to give information about what they did to the newsreels, weekly newsreels, the AP, the United Press, and International News Service, and to walk from 34th Street to 57th and back and forth, lighting torches of freedom to protest man's inhumanity to women.
This opportunity sought by Bernays not only produced mass profits for the tobacco industry, the cigarette facilitated the opportunity for first-wave feminism to enter popular culture. The society bought into the symbol that represented values of equality and women's rights. By 1969, modernism was pronounced dead. The ideology had been overthrown by postmodernism through innovations in technology, globalisation, and the free market.
If you don't give your man 007, I will. Take it off. Take it all off. Nothing takes it off like Noxema medicated shave.
People rejected the previous singular narrative of truth or reality to form a more fragmented society. Due to the financial crisis of the 1970s, the utopian future fell to a more cynical outlook, and countercultures began to revolt against the prescribed norm.
Two, 1, 0.
Grouping themselves together through values, information, and culture. Anti-monarchy, anti-corporation, anti-war, and pro-environmentalists grouped together through their singular identity to challenge society. This was a reflection of the true reality faced by the youth generations.
You can't really pinpoint what it is, it's just more of a way of life and beliefs that you hold, not just dressed as well.
As these groups posed a threat to the establishment, marketers researched and discovered a concept that would allow consumerism to proliferate and regain control. It was called the lifestyle, and it broadened the influence marketers would have on your identity. The corporations exploited identity through lifestyle categorization, and products were ascribed meaning. This hyper-reality would soon become fundamental in how you and everyone else creates an identity. If our society is reflected in our identity, what does the consumerist narrative say about today? In 2008, the West hit a double-dip recession. People felt disenchanted with the economy, and in response, there was a surge in nostalgic campaigns and consumer culture. Nostalgia is a cognitive process of triggering an emotional response through our memories to reaffirm the self. This is because nostalgia facilitates perspective from experience that reinforces who we are now. It has been of particular favour by corporations when targeting the youth populations today. The internet has presented us with a resource to look back in time, and people are now appropriating information, lifestyle, and previous culture into their own identity. But if nostalgia depends on experience, why are generations buying into times they have not lived? In 2015, Generation Y was dubbed the anxiety epidemic. In the West, 1 in 4 people suffer from anxiety, and in the East, it is 1 in 25. This is because Western depiction of success is through the individual. In the East, there is an understanding of community. Nostalgia can be destructive when paired with anxiety, as it creates an existential blanket to distract us from confronting the issues of the present and the future. Nostalgia is being weaponized to draw in money, but more importantly, it is distracting us from current issues. The emotional response of nostalgia is so strong that it can override the existential concerns. This can be seen in the tactics used by Volkswagen in their first campaign after the harmful emissions scandal of 2016. Youth generations of today are the first in contemporary history to not form a counterculture against the metanarrative. It is increasingly difficult as issues of post-truth creates an uncertainty of what is and is not real in the context of society. With increased emphasis on the individual creating their own virtual brand, the fragmentation of society perpetuates a communal isolation. The consumer needs to be viewed as a leader in society. You need to be viewed as a leader in society, as there is a counterculture, a level of community that needs to be formed against the weaponization of nostalgia. In a world where the free market dictates the supply and demand, your consumption is your vote. Your reflection of society is your voice. We are all universal individuals. It's time we led by example. The focus must be shifted from the past to what is happening now. Learning from our predecessors, we can acknowledge how we can make a change and focus on the hundreds of progressive innovations all over the world to help with the issues that need attention.